All right. So for those of you that are joining us via the recording, I'm Tony Ball, and I'm about to introduce to you Brian Drollinger, and we're just going to take about 20 minutes and cover just kind of how to get through the holidays with your eating plan, whether you're on program or not. So we'll kind of cover both of those. And then also talk about the announcement that came out today called our rewards points that you get every month when you place an order, that discount. It's double rewards if you process your B-Slim order on Tuesday or a Wednesday. So we're going to cover how you can do that, how that works, and then we'll wrap it up. So Brian, thank you for coming on the call. Just so people that are watching understand, it wasn't for you, I would never have found this program, and neither would anybody else who's watching this, because it's all linked back to you. So first of all, thank you for losing your weight and pursuing the idea of paying it forward to help others, because here we are. How many years later? When did you become a coach?
15 years this month.
Oh, wow. Hey, somebody's got some kids in the background. If you could just hit your mute button on your iPad or your phone, if you can hit the mute button, then that will stop the noise from the background. So
this time it's not mine.
Hey, Regina.
It might be me. I'm going to try to drop and dial back in. It might be me.
Well, all you have to do is just touch your phone and hit the word mute, and it'll block all the background noise.
I found it. Thanks.
Oh, sure. Thank you. So, and you can just you can mute it and unmute it anytime you want. Okay, so Brian, 15 years ago, did program, decided to pay it forward, and became a coach, and that's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons I'd be here today if it wasn't for that. But I want you to tell our clients your story, because you started program right in November, and I know some folks have that dreaded feeling like, how am I ever going to get through Thanksgiving while doing program? And then we'll also address people that are not on program, and then also just the options if you are. So, but share with us real quick your story, remembering that we're going to try to keep this whole call to 20 minutes, so we got about 17 minutes left. But share your November story, getting started.
Okay, yeah. Well, 15 years ago, I got on 1st of November. I dropped 30 pounds on the program, and I did it through Thanksgiving. Now, I wasn't completely on plan, I'll have to admit, through Thanksgiving.
That's okay. We're going to talk about that.
In fact, I was way off plan actually back then. And one thing they told us, they said, don't go like totally off the program and then eat a bunch of stuff, because you're going to feel like crap the next day. And sure enough, that's what I felt like. But I did lose 30 pounds, and I've been a coach ever since then. I actually started coaching right out of the gate when I lost weight, because people were asking me what I was doing. But anyway, I always tell people that it's a great time of year to get on the program, because most people gain 10 or more pounds between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I dropped 30. So it's kind of how you look at it, what you want to accomplish. And yeah, of course, if you wanted to, get off for the day, you got to be careful kind of how you do that. Like, don't do what I did, especially if you're on the 5 and 1. But I think one thing to remember is that Thanksgiving is one day, Christmas is one day. It's one day out of the year. Not some people like to, I think, make it a whole week, but but hence the 10-pound gain.
Right. Well, and Brian, I wanted to mention too, because I love what Dr. Anderson says in the Habits of Health material, where he talks about stop, challenge, and choose. And rather than just, fall prey, I mean, we know this day is coming, and it's a fabulous day. We had one client, she said, our family had weekly dinners, and she said, I found myself always thinking about the food. What's everybody bringing? What are we going to have? What's the dessert going to be? And she said, and then when I did program and I started to have the mindset that I want to spend time with my family, building relationships and caring about them, and not have it be about the food, because she was just so consumed with the food. So anyway, going into Thanksgiving, have that be kind of the idea that you're looking at whether you want to stay on program or whether you want to take a break, but be intentional and be mindful about it, so that it's not just, oh, look what I just stumbled into. I stumbled into the pumpkin pie. But but you just decide ahead of time, okay, I want to stop, challenge, and choose. And so you can put that into the equation and then just have it be a decision. If you say, I want to take Thanksgiving Day off program, or I just want to take one meal off program, just have it be your choice, your decision that you make ahead of time, not the day of and go, I just couldn't help myself. That's why we're talking about it now. That's why I want to help you navigate it, that you can do whatever you want. Just make the decision ahead of time. Now, if you just want to take the one meal off, then it's just a matter of being sensible. It depends on if you want to stay in fat burning or not. But if you want to stay in fat burning, you just figure, okay, I'm on program. It's the 5-in-1, and I'm going to have turkey, and I'm going to have salad, and then maybe have one of the gingerbreads, or have one of the Medifast desserts later when everybody else is doing their other stuff, whatever they're eating. But just decide ahead of time, and then realize that the dangerous part is that once you let your guard down, sometimes it's really hard to pick it back up. And so I had one gal a few years ago, actually one of my first, I think 6 years ago, she said, I'm just going to take Thanksgiving weekend off. And she had been just praying and desiring to lose weight for years. And then she found our program, and she was doing great. And I cautioned her about it's sometimes really hard to get started again when you break into regular food. And anyway, she had taken that weekend off, and she never quite recovered. She tried multiple times to get started again, and she just couldn't. And that's not an uncommon thing. So I do want people to really know themselves, know yourself. Are you capable of, just going off program, which is not healthy, by the way, to just go off the 5-in-1 and just go eat everything that you want. That's such a shock to your system because you haven't been eating so many of those food groups.
You will be sick.
Yeah. More power to you.
It's not good, not fun. But also, Tony, you're right on as far as planning it and preparing it, and knowing that your choices have consequences. All of them do, and just realizing, like you said, Tony, if you get fat burn, if you get out of fat burn, so if you have a couple pieces of pie, you're going to get out of fat burn.
A couple bites of pie can take you out of fat burn.
A couple pieces, couple bites, yeah. Depending on, and it does take like 3 days to get back in fat burn. It takes about 2 days with our new program with Optavia. But it still takes some time to get back into it. And that's that mindset again.
Yeah. Well, and I want to encourage you to definitely reach out, call your coach. If you have questions, you just want to process it. I've asked some of my clients, just tell me your plan. What is your plan for Thanksgiving, so that you go into it thinking, this is what I'm going to do. And, I've had many clients go through Thanksgiving seamlessly because it was a decision they made ahead of time. 2, I've had others just take a break for that one meal. Yes, they got out of fat burning, but they stayed on program. 3 hours later, they had another Medifast meal. And I've had others take maybe the whole day or the whole weekend off. And I'll tell you that it's a real risky thing to do that. And I'm not saying you can't, but know thyself. If you can do it, fine. If not, it's just so not worth it. It's just not worth it. So, Brian, we got an announcement today from the company that we're eager to share with everybody. That's pretty urgent and pretty exciting. So why don't you just dive into that real quick about our double rewards?
Okay, so basically we get double rewards if we order tomorrow, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
Brian, explain real quick what rewards are for those that maybe just got started.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're on the B Slim, you're going to get 10%. That whatever you ordered, if you ordered $300 worth of fuelings, you're going to get $30 basically on your next order. That goes towards your next order, $30. Well, tomorrow and Wednesday, you're going to get 60 on that same.
Or whatever your order is, it'll be 20.
So it's 20% instead of 10%, basically. Yeah. And you have to use it by the end of the year. Your rewards, your rewards that you have, but it is quite a bit of savings for most people. It's pretty significant, $30, for a $300 order. But to have it be doubled now is really significant. Now it's 60, yeah. So it's 30 more dollars, yeah. On a $300. But it's $60, so that's quite a bit.
Well, and generally their food order is going to be right around $350 for the full month. So instead of getting 35, it's going to be 70. Just put it in perspective that's so even if you just placed, some people don't know this, if you just placed your most recent B Slim order recently, you can just click on edit my order, and change the date to have it processed on Tuesday or Wednesday. And I know you're like, well, I just placed an order. I don't want to place another order. But if you want to just do it for the savings, you're going to order anyway. So why not get the extra 10% off if that's something that you can do within your budget? We just want you to know that it's available to you and how it works. And maybe your order's coming up, this next week, 2 to 3 weeks from now, you can just move it up to the current date of either the 22nd or the 23rd, Tuesday or Wednesday. And I'm going to give the number in just a second too. So grab a pen if you don't have one.
Yeah, if you order on Wednesday, you need to call it in.
Yeah, because you can't change the date.
Yeah.
On Wednesday, whenever you're changing the date of your order, you can't change it to the current day. So Wednesday, you'd have to call in. So here's the number if you wanted to call in your order. It's 800-572-4417. 800-572-4417. And they're open until you can actually, they close at 10 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. So if you're calling it in, you got to call it in by then. And if it's a coach placing an order for a new client, they can do it up until midnight Pacific time.
It might be a good time too. Like if you have a spouse that wants to get on the program or somebody else that wants to get on the program, make sure you talk to Tony about it. But you want to get them
or their coach, because there'll be a lot of other coaches who have their clients.
Coaches, you want to make sure you refer them to the your coach. Or if you're a coach, obviously you're gonna put them on the program. But I always like to have extra. I mean, my whole family, I have 7 kids, and our whole family eats the fillings, all of them, all 7 kids. I got a 3-year-old that loves the s'mores bars. It's better for her than some of the things that are fed to her sometimes. And so I feel really good about that, about, having those available. So that's good. And then, I've been doing this 15 years now. I still use the fuelings. It makes more sense to me than trying to do it myself 6 times a day. It just doesn't, put it this way. If it was left up to me, I'd do it myself all the time. And I probably wouldn't have been able to keep off the 30 pounds. I'm just not that good. Sorry. I'm very on the go. I'm very much ADD too. I'll forget things. So you got to give it to me. Gotta have it available.
Well, Brian, we got to wrap this here up pretty quick. And but would you share? And there'll be a lot of people watching this recording as well. But we just share 1 or 2 of the rewards of coaching, just to plant that seed, because I know people are losing weight and people are asking them what they're doing. And so, what would you recommend that they say to people? 1 of 2 things.
Well, first of all, it's a lot easier to keep off your weight if you're coaching somebody, even if you're just coaching one person. I'll tell you what, I'll show my before and after here so you see it. I would have not. I don't think I would have been able to really keep it off, and I probably would have kept on gaining. Actually, becoming a coach really did help me with that aspect of it. And by the way, that picture right there on the left-hand side, that was me before the program, like a few months at my sister's wedding. That's me on the right-hand side at a national convention talking to about 3,000 people. So I get very excited about this, what I do for a living. I get very passionate about it because I know how many lives this really changes. If your own life, your family's life, your friends, people. So I look at it as almost for me, it's like an obligation. I want to share it with people, give them the opportunity as well. But just a little bit about, real quick, the coaching aspect of it. My story is that I was going through a business bankruptcy when I got on the program, and that first year, and it was not good. It was not a pretty thing. It's not a pretty sight when you almost lose everything in your life, and my marriage was not very good either at that point. With 4 kids, I never saw my kids. Things have changed dramatically. I can do kind of pretty much what I want to do, when I want to do it, with whom I want to do it with. I don't have anybody telling me what to do. I love that about my life. It's time freedom and financial freedom, and I just enjoy it. And just to give you an idea, Tony's one of these people that him and Brenda have definitely benefited from the coaching opportunity. But they've helped so many people, thousands of people. And they're one of probably I would say maybe 100 people that I've helped over the last 15 years earn over 6-figure incomes. I've helped some people earn 7-figure incomes, and that's pretty cool. I mean, when you see people change physically, it's awesome. I love it. But I'll tell you what, there's nothing like seeing somebody change financially and have more time freedom to spend with their family, their friends, and to do things that maybe they weren't able to do before that. So it's the same thing with the physical aspect, but we really believe in healthy mind, healthy body, healthy finances. So they all go together. So I can't tell you, I mean, it's hard to tell in words what it's done for me in the last 15 years, but it's completely changed all aspects of my life.
Well, and Brian, again, if it wasn't for you paying it forward, eventually that led to me and Brenda. And then we have passed that baton along, and so here we are 7 years later with thousands of people whose lives have been touched, including the ones that are on here with us right now, because, again, we wouldn't have ever had the baton to pay it forward. So I want to thank you for losing your weight and deciding to pay it forward and help others that eventually it reached us. And now, of course, we're just continuing on the ripple effect across the pond, one life at a time. So,
and one more thing, Tony, it's all about, I honestly believe it's all about what people, people stop dreaming in this country, unfortunately. And I think this allows people to dream again, the coaching opportunity as well. So, and what you can do with your body. I mean, when you're 77 pounds. I mean, that's amazing. That's awesome. Think about what it would also be like to have time freedom and be able to go and do the things you want to do and not have to worry about the money. I mean, this is a vehicle that can allow you to do things in your life that you can't do otherwise. I mean, it's that good. So
yeah. That reminds me when Brenda's mom was sick and she spent time with her mom and then went down to be with her when she passed, and then her memorial service a month later. I mean, if there was a regular job, it would have been hard to do that. And then 7 months later, when all that went through the same thing with her father, losing him. We were very thankful that we didn't have regular jobs to have to stay home for. So it's been a great blessing and benefit. And then just seeing the lives that are changed on a daily basis and knowing again that it's just paying it forward. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful to everybody. If you have any questions about the double rewards, call your coach. And if that'd be me, call me. Or you also have the number of the company. I'll give it one more time. That's 800-572-4417. 800-572-4417. And jump all over that and let us know if you have any questions and need any help with anything. And just be in charge of your Thanksgiving when it comes to the food. Do not let food be your master. Go into it ahead of time. Stop, challenge, and choose. Make the decision ahead of time what you're planning to do. Let your coach know what you're planning to do. And just make mindful decisions about things. And it's not going to be easy necessarily, but the more you decide ahead of time, the easier it's going to be on the day of. So with that, have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Make it about the family and the Thanksgiving and not so much about the food. I know it's hard, but we've all done it. So anyway, all right. Thanks for joining us, you guys. Everybody have a great night and have Thanksgiving.
Thanks, Tony, for having me.
I'm going to stop the recording real quick and in the meeting.